I welcome you to yet another section with Creative Bright Studio. Today we're talking about layers, Photoshop layers, working in layers. Yes, so let's open a new file. But this one, I want to open a previous work I did so that I teach you how the layers work. So I go to File, Open, Recent, and then I go to my work. I go to my work where I had all the shapes there. No, I don't want this one. Let me go to another one. Open recent web 2. All right, so I want to use this one to demonstrate to us what the layer panel is. That's the layer panel. This one can be activated when you come to Windows, and then you have what layers. So in case you're working in Photoshop and your layers got missing, you can come to window here, and then you'll find layers here. It is checked. That's why it is what activated here. Now the layer has so many parts. Today we're looking at the link layers. Link layers. Anything in Photoshop, it says last time I explained to you, they fall one on top of the other. That is what the layer is all about. So this one tells us that this one is below. All right. Now every layer has the visibility. That's the eye. So for instance, if I should click on this cap here, okay, and I click on the eye, it goes off. That means the layer is turned off. You can select layers here by, let's say I want to select this up to shape 5 here. I press the shift key and then I press a select all. That is, you can have a group. If you also want to select individuals, after the selection, it's a matter of pressing the control key and then clicking on the individual layers to select it. If I want to deselect, just come anywhere in the canvas and click, then it deselected. What if I want to select, make one particular object visible? Let's say I want to make this one visible and then leave the remaining parts invisible. Just come to that place, press on the Alt key on the keyboard and then click on the eye. It turns all the remaining layers off and leaves that one on for you. If I want to reactivate them again, still press on the Alt key and then press to activate all the other layers. Now this activity is very important. Sometimes I just want to work on a particular layer. You can just turn it off or turn it on to do your work. Now when you come to the background layer, you realize that the background is what is locked, and any layer that is locked, you cannot do anything. It's very difficult to move it in and out. You can't do it because it is what locked. Sometimes I want to do a particular work. Let's say I want to keep this one active without moving. Just come, select the particular layer and come to the lock here. It locks it for you. So you see I can't move this particular layer because it is locked. If I want to unlock it, just select that particular layer and then unlock it to release it for you. Okay, I come back and I click on it to unlock it for you. Now it is good as a good practice, you have to cultivate the habit of naming your layers. So if you want to name the layers, just click inside, double click on the name, not on the thumbnail, on the name. It opens for you to type it. So here I type it with the hat. That is the word, the hat. It helps you to actually check your work. So I click on this one, you can just double click inside and give it a name. Let's say a cup. Very good. Now name layers can be positioned as well. So let's say this cap is on top of the polygon. So if I click and drag it down, you observe a thin line between the two layers. I drop it there. That is, it is hidden in between. So that's, I said, layers, one is on top of the other. That is what layers do. Now when you come down here, we have layer properties also here. This one signifies what link layer. This one, FX, is what layer styles, where you apply styles to a particular layer. And this is what layer mask. This one is new fill or adjustment layer. The next one is what new group. You can group layers. You can also add a new layer or delete a layer. So for instance, these ones are individual layers. Okay, they are individual layers. All right, now I've scattered the work. How do I get back to it? Using the undo. Yes, you can come here. We have, edit. You see undo move, Control Z, step forward, Control Shift Z, step backward, Control Alt Z. So if I want to do a numerous time undo, because I press Control Z, I get only one word move. I'm not able to get the whole thing. So if I add Alt, Control, and Z, I'm able to do the undo several times. Okay, and redo is Alt, Control, Control Shift and Z to do what? The redo several times. So undo several times is Alt plus Control plus Z, and redo several times, Control Shift plus Z will do that for you. Now these are behaving as individual files, so it's difficult in individual layers. So it's very difficult to control them. Sometimes the good thing to do in Photoshop is to group the layers as one. So how do we do it? Let's first of all identify the layers. So we have the star layer here, take note of it, and then I have the polygon, and then I have this shape, then this one, then this one, then this one, and that one. So all these layers is what I want to group together. So how do I do it? So I click on the first one here, and then to be sure, just turn on the visibility. I press on the control, I click on the next one, then I check the visibility. Okay, I have this one, then this one is also there. Let me check this one and see. Okay, I select this one. Okay, I select that one too. All right, so I want to leave the shadow out, only this one. So after selecting all, you have two options, whether you use the shortcut, that is Control plus G on the keyboard, to group it like this. See, it is grouped. Let me undo it, Control Z, or you right click on the keyboard, sorry, on your mouse, and then come group from layers. Then you name the group, let's say a badge. So I name it as a badge, and I click OK. So it is selected. It has grouped them. So with this, I can move the whole thing as a unit. I use the Control plus T and then resize it as I want it. Okay, but that's one of the things, yes, you can do with the group. You can group them and adjust them anyhow you want it, and position them anyhow you want it. Now if you want to work on this one, sometimes very difficult. So if you want to work on these ones, what you do is that you can ungroup them and work on it, or you select on an individual file, use the Control T to pick on it, and then you cannot adjust it, because in working in groups it's very difficult working on the individuals unless you click on it, use the Control T or the show transform to select it, then you can now adjust the individual layer in a group. Yes, last time somebody talked about linking what files. So if you want to link layers together, linking layers, let's say I have this and then the file here. Okay, those are the two. It's a matter of selecting the two, that is, use the Control key, you press on one, press down the Control key and select the other one, and then come and click on this one. Yeah, so it is linked. Okay, so it is connected in that manner. So you can have link files, linked layers in that way. It works as a group as well. Okay, and this one, you know that this one is connected to this, and that is how they work. Now on the layer styles and layer mask, I'll do a separate videos for them. You need full details. Okay, so for instance, if I don't want this particular layer here, it's a matter of clicking and dragging to the delete key, the delete icon here, and it is deleted. Control Z to bring it back, or you select it and you press delete on the keyboard to delete it. So you have two options: either you press the delete key on the keyboard, or you drag the layer to it, and then it's gone. Sometimes you want to apply a special effect. Okay, and you see all these things are not on the background layer. There's nothing on it there. Okay, so if you want to apply something, just come and click the new layer. Okay, so a new layer has been created for me. All right, then let's say let me pick up my shape, or no, let me pick up a brush, because any shape you draw will give you a new layer. So let's say I pick this brush and I am brushing. I just click on it to brush. Mind you, this painting is on a new layer. It does not affect anything. All right, so that is how you can bring in a new layer in this design on it. All right, so that is how the layer works. So you can delete a layer, you can create a new layer, delete a layer, create a new layer, group a layer. You can just select, let's say this ones, I pick this, I click, they are linked already. Yes, I can add this one to it as well. This particular one, let me search for it. No, it's not here. Let me see from the preview. Yes, it is way down here. All right, so you can pick it, come to the link files. Where are you? The link files here. Yes, so I have them here plus this, and then group them. Okay, so let's say chat. I name it as chat. Yes, they are grouped. I can turn group files on and off and control it as well, even though they are link files there. So that is how you work with groups and layers in Photoshop. All right, the next video I'm going to talk about the blend modes here and other characteristics of the layer panel. Thank you very much for following.